Perfect. Well, welcome everyone to the new episode of Women's Empowerment Series. I have with me a star. I feel like you're a star, Mary. It's such an honor for me. And I've been so excited about having you as a guest for this. And you noticed this morning, the only song that came up for you is a song of celebration. Like, I'm dead in lifetime. But that's you.
I love it.
So welcome. This is your interest music. Welcome, dear.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
And congratulations, you're newlywed.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Congratulations. How was the wedding?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. We're still waiting for full photos, but we saw some of the teasers and I'm like, it has been just such an absolute dream. It was like my perfect wedding. Yeah, it was just amazing. Of course, there were little mishaps the week of and all the things, but it was out of this world.
Oh,
So good.
congratulations. And
Thank
you
you.
look so happy. I am so happy
Yeah.
for you, really.
Thank you.
Mabruk, we'll say from this part of the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, your story, I've been fascinated by you. I admire your work. I admire your beautiful evolution. And I think you're really a role model for leaders, for female leaders from around the world, and how you made it work. Everyone goes to online business. It's hard. It takes a lot of resilience and it takes a lot of perseverance. And so I wanted to share some of your stories and some of the, maybe give us some secrets behind you becoming a millionaire, you standing out as an incredible leader and helping many, many women do the same.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, the biggest thing for me has been understanding my magnetic field and understanding like we truly do attract what we pull in, and it's up to us. And the way that I think about this is quite strategic in a sense, but it is energetic as well. So I remember, a couple years ago having a big team, having 6, 7 employees, full-time staff members. It was multiple 6 figures in salaries. We were investing in ads. We were doing live launches every other month. And I just remember sitting at my desk one day and just feeling like, why do things feel so heavy? Like I'm going from meeting to meeting, and then we have another event, and then we have this thing, and then we have this thing. And it's like, I did not sign up to be in this industry and to do this just to do the same thing I did in corporate and go from meeting to meeting and do, yeah.
I agree.
There was just this feeling within me of something is missing, and I felt like, having 6 figures per month, like this is such a dreamed like number, and people are like, "Oh, I just wanna hit this," but I felt more broke then than I did with $100 to my name a couple
Wow.
years ago. So it was
Wow.
yeah, it was just such
Did you just say you had $100 to your name a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
And you're like 100K a month now? That's crazy. That's beyond quantum leap. That's like miracle leaps, isn't it?
It is, and it's interesting because I feel like I've always had this mindset of, if I just have 10K per month, I'm set. Like, I don't know anyone that's making 6 figures, like, I've got my life made for me, it's
That's
amazing,
it.
and then you hit it, and then you're like, "Okay, but now, no, I was just joking. When I actually hit 20, that's the number. When I hit 50," and you keep doing this, and I didn't realize, like, that game never ends. Like, it's not this thing that suddenly, and it's so weird because had I heard someone say this years ago, I would have been, like, laughing and pissed off, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, "No, you don't know what that would do for me. That's life-changing money." But I kid you not, I felt like I had no money. I felt like I had nothing. I felt more time poor, more financially poor, more love poor than I've ever felt in my life, and just so, so alone. So when I reflected at my business and my life, I realized like my first ever sale, high ticket sale,
Yeah.
I was a sales intern at a fur salon, and I
Mhm.
saw this woman
Oh, I
walk
like
in. Yes.
it's
At
your music.
19.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I saw this woman walk in, she put this gorgeous fur jacket on, and I was like, "Oh my god, you look amazing in that." And she just kind of like rolled her eyes at me. And then she puts another jacket on, and I'm like, "Everything you wear, you just look so, so good."
And you meant it
I
probably.
did. I
Yeah,
did truthfully mean it. This
yeah.
woman looked like a freaking goddess. She had, like, long legs, like, it was the
It's
epitome
perfect.
of
Perfection.
perfection,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And she just said, "Can you effing stop that? I get it, you're trying to sell."
Oh my,
And I'm this, like, 19-year-old that's like,
that's awful. People can be so, you know,
I
hurtful.
know.
But did you
I
really
know.
need to say that?
I know, and it was crazy because I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna leave this woman alone and, do my own thing over here," and it was quite slow,
Uh-huh.
this day, and I remember seeing this really beautiful long pink fur jacket, and I
Uh-huh.
put it on, and I just pictured myself like editor-in-chief of Vogue, Anna
Ooh, I like
Wintour
that.
Koo. I
I
had
like
a
that.
Starbucks in hand, walking the streets of New York, like, I envisioned it, I felt
Glamour.
it, and I was just, like, embodying this, like, billion-dollar energy. And before I knew it, I had this woman tap my shoulder and she said, "Where did you get that jacket?"
Oh, she thought it was yours. That's
Yes.
amazing. You're like embodying it.
Yeah. She was like,
I love that.
"What is this?" And that was my first high ticket sale. So I'm sitting in my office remembering my first high ticket sale and thinking,
Yeah,
it's the magnetism.
it
It's
is. It's like when you felt
embodiment.
good about embodying
Yeah.
that glamour lifestyle.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it isn't, I don't necessarily believe with like fake it till you make it,
No,
but
I don't either.
it
I'm
was
so
just
happy you
this
said that.
feeling. Yeah, because I don't think like I'm not someone who naturally buys like Dior and Gucci and this and this and this. So it's like I wouldn't go out and buy luxury so that I feel like luxury and I'm showcasing luxury.
Yeah.
To me, that's leaky leadership, right? And that's felt.
That's
So
interesting you say that. So you are not into showing off the brand so that you validate your position as a leader.
not at
Mm,
all,
you
not at
are
all,
so
and
right.
people feel luxury in my brand without me showing
You
that's
do.
the
I mean,
problem.
I told you, I've been, watching how you've grown up such a glamorous leader. And
Yeah,
it's not even with the brands you're saying that. That's incredible.
exactly,
Mm,
exactly, and I think
mm,
you get to do it your way, and I was
mm,
actually on a podcast a couple days ago, and I remember this woman at the end, who said, you know, "There's something about you, I can't pinpoint it, but
mm.
there's something," and then she was, like, frantic with her words, she's like, no, it's not this, oh, it's not, I can't even explain it, but I just feel something about you. I'm gonna keep an
Mm.
eye on you, I feel like I'm gonna be working with you really soon,"
It's
and this
your
is a
eyes. I
woman.
told you that a year ago. Didn't I tell you that?
You probably did, you probably
I
did.
did.
Yeah, but when we like, this is what I mean by magnetism, it's like,
Mm.
sometimes we take off our magnetism and we go behind the screen and we're like, and it doesn't work, or it does, but you're so unfulfilled.
Or you follow someone else's strategy and you're like, this is what I'm gonna do. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
And the 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't work, and I used to think, being someone in this industry, I'm like, "Why is it working for me?" And it works for these clients, but then not these clients. And when I
Yes.
really think about it, I tried so hard at one point to build a step by step. I'm like, "Okay,
Uh-huh.
do this, do this, do this," and I'm like, "It's still not working, and it feels inauthentic. There's something missing." And it was really that there is no step by step. Like, it's impossible to give a step by step. Like, there's no step-by-step parenting, so how would there be a step-by-step business? It's like
That's true. I
everyone
like
wants
the
different
analogy. Yeah.
styles. Yeah,
You cannot
exactly.
say being a parent, you do this, this. That's not true.
Yeah, like, imagine someone saying, "Put your kids to bed at 7 p.m. or
Yeah.
5 p.m.," but you're like, "No, but our life looks like this," so that wouldn't work for them, but it
No,
could work for Susie over here.
that's right. Or even within your own life, it could work for one kid and not for the other. That's the best part of it
Exactly.
also. It's like you can put one kid at 8, the other one is the youngest, will
Yeah.
never go to bed at 8, never.
Exactly, and that's like your business too. Like, you might have some products where
Yeah.
this process works, but then this process doesn't work, and I don't sell my offers the same way. That
So
wouldn't
how do
make
you
sense.
do that? I saw that. I saw your beautiful branding, the dawn of the kingdom, all those, the edge. I like,
Mhm.
that little So I'm encouraging whoever wants to have their brand change. It's Mary. It's with Mary to do that. What brought you to really grow this way? What do you think?
Yeah, well, I've always been in the brand world, like, in corporate and, especially being so young and working in like I was 22 when I had my photography and my brand showcased around all of Canada. And like
Wow.
even stores today, sometimes I still see some of my photos and my branding from like years
Me
ago.
too.
Yeah,
It's
so
you've done them. You mean you created
yeah,
those brands?
yeah. And they every place I've gone, they've always saw something in me. They were
Mhm.
like, "There's something about her," and I remember even at that first salon traveling with the vice president of a massive department store that I
Yeah,
was a part of, and them just saying, "How is she closing more sales than some of our seasoned representatives that have been here for 20
it is.
plus years? Like, there's something." So I
She's
was
wearing the coat and pretending she's the one walking with it, isn't it?
it is, but it's interesting, it's like, at that point, I didn't realize that it was something that was teachable. I just
Yeah.
thought it's just me, like, I don't do
You had
anything.
that talent, you had the genius in you that just
Yeah.
guides you. And probably we didn't even recognize it. You're like, I don't even know what it is, right?
I didn't. I just thought it was so effortless and so obvious because it was such a gift that I didn't actually see my gift.
Mhm.
And what I truly believe is that every single one of us has this magnetism, but we
All of
need
it.
to know what we need to pull out. So for some
Mhm.
people, they'll see me and they're like, there's this like grounded energy. Let me try and do that. And it doesn't work. And then some people are super bubbly and like, this
Yeah.
is amazing. I'm like, I can't do that because that's
Yeah.
not me. So it's really like tapping into who I am and amplifying that.
Wow, I love that. So, and this is really nice what you just said, because what is it that guides you and say, today I just feel like being bubbly, let me be it. Today I feel like calmer, let me be it. And I think what you said is that you follow your instinct, but how do you hear that instinct?
I
What
think
is
it's just getting closer to understanding who you are.
Mhm.
And this is the work that I do in a lot of my programs as well. So, like, even in the Edge right now, I was playing with something that I haven't really done in any other program, which was like half of the program is it's called We Go Dark. So, it's no videos, no nothing. It's just audios and they're transformational audios. Like, these are stuff that I've never shared publicly, I've
Wow.
never shared in any other space.
Uh-huh.
And this is the program where in like 2 days, I've seen people say, "Oh my gosh, I got triggered. Oh my gosh, this was I'm crying. I can't even finish audio 1."
Really?
Like, it's like intense, intense stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm like, "But the point of this program is I'm taking you to your edges.
Right.
I'm helping
Okay.
you
You're
find your
pushing
edges."
people to
Yeah,
the edge. Isn't that
yeah,
scary though?
it is, but what's the point of life if we're not scared a little?
That's true. That's
Like,
true.
that's a
That is
boring freaking life.
Mhm. And how do you come out with these beautiful names and these beautiful different programs that you kind of, pull like that? You're like, "Where is she coming this from?" It's like, "Bah, bah, bah,
Yeah.
bah." How do you do
Well
that?
well, I think a part of this too is, like, again, it's coming back to who we are, and when you're so like, ingrained in who you are, like, there's so many ideas I have, there isn't enough time for me to put out all the things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I think it's also, like, having spaciousness in your life, because when I think about who I was, ages ago when I had the team and this and this and this, it's like I actually didn't even have time to
Yeah.
sit down and process, and I had a lot of team members doing stuff for me. So what
Mhm.
I felt I did was I was actually coasting a little bit and they
Mm.
were doing a lot of the work and I was kind of like sitting back a little bit, enjoying it a little too much. It was a lot of ego stuff that in hindsight, I can see now
Mm.
why a lot of people hire a team and why they hire a team too early and are so dependent on other people.
That's
Whereas
right.
like I almost felt like if I didn't have my team, how could I run my business? And
That's
that's
right.
a big business problem. Like, if
Mm.
you don't think you can run your business without your team, like, there are some issues that need to be resolved. And
That's
that's
right.
when I really started to look at, okay, how would I actually do this on my own? And I noticed things that were overcomplicated. I noticed things that didn't actually need to be there. I noticed, stuff that wasn't actually my voice. Like, there was a lot of stuff like that that actually was diminishing and harming the business and the brand that I didn't realize.
Mhm. And today, how many people do you have in your team?
I have 1 VA.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you do all of this. And that's what I like about your work. And I feel that it feels your real presence. And I think a lot of time when we grow too fast, like when we try to grow too fast of what the rhythms should be, then we tend to have more people and it loses the touch, your own
Yeah.
touch. But this is what I feel you have now. And I think that's what you feel drawn to your work that way.
Yeah, and it's incredible because I feel like let's say if my VA one day was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I know I'm solid and I can run a 7-figure company on my own. And that's
That's what it
crazy.
is, girl. I'm very impressed.
It's
I
it's
am really.
crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy, but I've also simplified my business so much,
yeah.
and it helps my clients also realize what's possible because if they see, "Oh, she's got 3 team members, she has this," like, now I know that that's something that I need, and I'm like, "No, you can actually, like, do this on your own." As a coach, as a consultant, as a depending on your business, if you're in services and you have like an
Mhm,
agency model, yes,
mhm.
you might need more teams. So this isn't like a one size fits all, just like we said earlier, it's
Yeah,
business model dependent. But I've been in a tech startup, I've been on, in brands, I've been in my own company. So I know based off of that, like what's
mhm,
actually required for certain business models.
mhm,
But when
mhm.
I started in my coaching business, I like totally blew that over my head and again,
Yeah.
it was such an ego thing, and I think a lot of people really get hung up with that.
Yeah, they do. And I think your representation and your story brings that home, that you
Yeah.
don't need to pretend that you have a big business so that you feel and you create a big business. You can do it on your own. I love
Yeah,
that.
and I
And on
love
your
that
time. That's even
yeah,
better, right? And get
100%.
married also in the same.
100%. And what's crazy is like I love that you get to do both. Like you get to hire the team, you get to not have a team. Like you get
I
to
get to
really
see.
feel all of it. And then you might decide for you, no, I actually want that like corporate setting. Like
Mhm.
to me, I was in a team training program. I took so many team development stuff at that time.
Yeah.
And one was like auditing
What
your
business were
team.
you before? I don't. What were you doing before as a
Prior
corporate?
yeah, prior to this well, I
Mm,
had a graphic design business that I
okay.
did before this business.
Uh-huh.
That took off, that's how it
That's
started.
hence your beautiful graphic design.
Thank you.
We
Yeah,
can see there were years behind it. It's not something you just coming through.
they
Yeah.
they are, and it's funny because I have, some designers that support me as well,
Okay.
here and there, but often, like, I had,
You can
uh
do it on.
yeah, often I'll do it on my own and someone will ask, like, "Who did this?" I'm like, "This took 5 minutes," but it's also 5 minutes now is, like, years and years in the making, right?
Of course, that's your talent. That's like because I have made my
Yeah.
experience.
Like,
So
try getting me to cook a specific dish that I've never done. Oh gosh, like, I'm in the kitchen for, like, 7 hours, and it could take, like, my mother-in-law 5 minutes to make that same dish, but it's, like, it's the practice, it's the understanding of, like, specific ingredients and
and
all of those
wasn't it
pieces.
Thanksgiving in Canada? When
It
was that? Was it
was.
yesterday or over the weekend? When is it?
Yes, well, we did yesterday at my, in-laws' house, so
Uh-huh.
it was incredible.
So is it also turkey and stuffed turkey and everything?
Yeah, turkey,
Nice.
stuffing, what else do we have? Mashed potatoes, so my lunch today is gonna be amazing because 'cause we've got all the
Oh,
leftovers.
they're stuffed over, yes.
Yeah,
And
perfect.
you do pumpkin pie and everything as well?
We didn't do pumpkin pie, what did we do for dessert? She had carrot cake, which was really, really good.
Yummy, I like that. That was
It
my
was
favorite one at that time. Oh my god, I love that.
yeah, we were just like we came in like this and we left like
It's
this.
okay. Okay, once a
It's
year, but it
amazing.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah,
And I think one thing that you not talking about it, but we can feel it through you, is just enjoying life. I think that's
yeah.
the big number one ingredient of $1 million business is just enjoy your life. I think
100%. And this is something that I take my clients through is like, when I feel like someone is in it just for the money, I'm like, this is not my person.
it's not the money, yes.
Yeah, and I'll even have people who ask me, friends who went to college or high school that are like, What are you doing now? How are you like making this and that? Like, how do I get into that?" And it's like, "Well, this is not for you. Like, this is not for the people who are like, I just want to make money. Been there, done that. It does not work. It's not fulfilling." And
Mm,
just like what you're saying is like at the end of the day, why do we start businesses? To
I
be fulfilled, to,
it is.
nourish ourselves, nourish people around us, like really have this beautiful space.
And to be happy with everything you
Yeah,
do. Yeah, and
100%.
this is what I can see through you is really a joy, a feeling of joy, and I think that's what makes the magnetism work because we are drawn to that.
Yeah,
And we're drawn to, and I think this is like a lot of feminine energy that comes out
yeah, for
of
sure.
you. Yeah, not the masculine 1, 2, 3. And this is what you do. We didn't talk about it as feminine, masculine energy, but isn't that what you embody primarily?
It
Yeah.
is, and I truly believe you need both. And there are some people who say they've built their business only on feminine, and there's some who say they only built their business on masculine. I don't believe either. You need both. It's like you
Mhm.
can do all the masculine work, and that's what I did in the beginning. I got on 165 sales calls before closing a
Wow.
single client.
Wow.
So that's the masculine work. It's like
It is.
I did it. I'm showing up. I'm doing it. But I needed the embodiment. I needed the confidence. I needed the conviction. I needed the anchoring, the grounded. Like that wouldn't have worked until I became the person to match. And then on the flip side, I've seen people who say, my business is energetic. There is no strategy. I am the strategy, but that's still a strategy. Like
It
there's
is. The fact that you're a
technically,
strategy is a strategy. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So it's really combining both and being
yeah.
able to balance between the 2.
Yeah, like I'm super strategic in how I teach magnetism as well. Like it's not just like, let's do prayers and sit around a circle and, let's go into our wounds and inner child. And like, although there's a time and place for that, like I believe in effective, efficient strategy
Yep.
while also going in, like your magnetism is a strategy. It
Mhm.
is. It's not just sit and sing kumbaya all day and
Yeah,
suddenly
yeah.
it comes out.
It's true, I love that. We have a lot of greetings from Tunisia, you get Rabat in the house, so we have
Right?
different countries. So hi, everyone, it's so happy to have you with us. If you have any question for the amazing Mary Morgan, please drop it in the chat. So yeah, it is, it's not just feminine energies, the woo-woo stuff, no. I'm an engineer, so I believe in energetics, but I believe in strategy as well, and I think
Yeah.
you can't do one without the other, but it just has to be the right one. So you have this beautiful program coming out. I would love for you to tell us more about it, to see if there are any women who would love to join. We have this group of fam leaders with many women that are interested in elevating, in becoming leaders. So tell us about it.
Totally. So I have two main things happening right now. So one is the edge that we just talked about, and that is really the artist, the innovator, the pioneer. So this is for someone who's perhaps bored in business, things feel a little repetitive, things feel stale, sales feel slow, like just like there's a bit of that stagnation. And
Mhm.
it's how to create internal momentum, how to shift your industry, how to make waves, how to make moves. And this is a lot of stuff that I did in corporate that I'm bringing back, where it's
Mm.
like this is stuff that, I've launched in multi-billion dollar companies that we can actually bring into our space to shift how
Wow.
people perceive our content and how people feel things. Like
Right.
it's just a
So
very
they will be
innovative
from the
shift.
branding perspective, is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Like, how do you position your brand?
Exactly. So I'm going into graphics, photography, video, tactically and visually, um, from the sales to the actual like delivery of the program, like how to really, bring people in. So new people, current clients, returning clients. So it's just a beautiful conversation.
Mhm.
And then we have our Q4 retreat that's happening this Friday, which is also going to be incredible. And I'm bringing my good friend Michael Edwards, who
Yeah, I see that you're
is
doing a lot of things with him. That's amazing.
yeah, we've been doing some amazing collabs. So he does a lot of like unconscious blocks and unconscious healing. So he
Okay.
brings a lot of the depth and quite a bit of my work is deep too, but he takes it to a very deep unconscious
So you
level.
complement each other because you
Yeah.
bring the strategy and the depth, and he goes more.
Yes, exactly. It's interesting because when you're ever speaking to someone and you feel like it's just not landing yet, it's like
Yeah.
it's there, but you see it in their body language and you're like, okay, they don't
Mm,
quite get it. There's
mm.
a reason they don't get it, and there's often beliefs and there's codes and things around.
Okay, things
So
you need to unlock. Mm.
he does quantum unlocks. I did a call with him recently and that quantum leaped me. It was
Oh,
like,
wow.
it was incredible.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I love that because I think what you do is that as you teaching, you are leaping up higher,
yeah.
right?
So
You
that's
know?
what I'm doing. I'm like pulling people, and if I'm noticing they're getting stuck along the way, he comes in, he's like, "Hold on," does his little magic,
You
and then they keep
rewire.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the Q4 Quantum Leap Retreat. I
Mm.
think it's 599, so it's quite inexpensive to participate in and be a
Mhm.
part of, and that's this Friday and Monday, but anyone listening, even on the replay, you could purchase
Sure. I
early
mean,
as
I
well.
will drop your link so that whoever wants to come and get to know you, I think, your work is incredible. And we all
Thank
need some magnetism in our life anyway. We want to magnetize more
It's
things.
so funny. People come to me in business and they're like, "My relationship, like, I feel like that is shifting," because when you work on your business magnetism, well,
Yeah.
that affects
Everything
your
else, I
relationship,
know.
it affects
It's
your
funny you
kids.
say Yeah.
It's so, and this is where, when you talked about the happiness and the fulfillment, that's where it's so full circle. It's like you see things differently, you feel things differently, your relationships are quantum leaping as well. Your magnetism to meet new people, like it's so well rounded.
Yeah. And it's true, when you work in one side, everything else gets touched. You cannot isolate business
Yes.
from your life, really.
It's like
But
I even think about like when I started to eat cleaner, how that impacted then my feeling of sexiness and like,
oh,
ooh, I'm showing up differently. I'm
mhm.
performing differently. My mindset's more
Yes.
clear. Like, it's like one little shift starts to
I
evolve
like
all
that.
these
I like how you
areas.
connect the food and the eating healthy to all the other side of your life. And it's so
For
true.
sure.
It's so
And I
true.
bring that into my like, that comes into magnetism, like, that's a part of it. It truly is. It's like, you don't think that affects clients and new sales, but it actually does.
Oh
Let's
my
talk
God,
about how
Mary.
often are you pooping? All right,
Are
not
you kidding me?
magnetic.
Do you really ask those?
It is a part of it. It is a part of it because if you really think about this tactically, imagine, like, if I'm constantly running to the bathroom, like, if you've ever had those days where you're just like you're like,
You
"Is she
crack
being
me up. I
serious?"
mean, like, seriously, Mary.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying. But you guys know what I mean, when you're like, you have those days where it's just off,
Yes.
and based on food, based on how the toilet's going, based on all these different situations,
Digestion,
and then
okay.
you also have days where you're showing up and you're magnetic and you're on, and
Yeah,
that comes down to everything around us. It isn't just how we perform in one area, just like we said,
that's
it's like,
true.
how are you performing here, 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 here? So we
Yeah.
audit all of life.
Incredible. I mean, you made me laugh, Mary. I didn't know we're gonna go to that direction, but it's true.
We
It's
go
not,
deep, I told you, we go deep in all the ways.
you can see that. So really, the secret behind building a multi-million dollar business is your health. You're feeling good. You're eating well, right? I mean, this is ultimately what it is. Eat well, feel well, be well. Just,
Yeah,
create the best human being you can be.
yeah. I mean, this is why, I mean, I invest in a personal trainer, I invest in
Yeah.
food. She's like, "Check
Food
your
again. Here's
macros."
food comes up again.
It does. Like, you know what I mean? If you've ever
Yeah, I
ate, like, a
do.
cheesy cheeseburger or whatever, and you're like, the whole day,
And
you're
no,
just
it's
off.
yucky.
You're just
It
off.
is. It is
So
off.
it's like, once in a while or whatever it is, sure, go for it. But if that's part of your regular routine,
No,
it's
not
gonna
good.
shift your life.
Absolutely. But that's, that's taking care of yourself. And I think it has to do with respecting yourself. So more
Yeah,
you respect yourself, more the business respects you. It's like
and
whatever
people feel it.
energy. Of course.
Yeah,
When you take care of yourself, when you know, eat well, exercise well, and you take care of yourself, everything else gets somehow changed, improves,
yeah.
right?
You're like, "I
It's
didn't think we would go in this direction, but
I
here
me
we
too,
are."
that's why it's like, I'm laughing, I'm like, "Okay, contain yourself, Hind, we're fine, we're good." We're here creating quantum leap in business, but I think you are so right, and people always think that it's just doing 1, 2, 3, that is strategy, that is like, launching this program, doing this
Yep,
work, but in reality, it's like, who are you? Where
yeah.
are you? Who are you? It's
And
like,
this is part of finding your edge too. So it's like
it
we can
is.
have conversations like this and you're like, "That just brought up for me that I am so uncomfortable publicly talking about
Me
ADD."
too, me too, I
And
couldn't
then
even meet you. Did you see
yeah,
that?
I know. So I felt
Yeah.
it in you. So part of your, like, magnetism is like, "Oh, is there a block around visibility, around being seen in specific situations?" Like,
And
I wanna be seen when my
no.
setting looks good. I'm not saying for you specifically, but someone even listening and watching, they might say like, "Ooh, that felt uncomfortable to me." So a part of that is like, do I feel like I wanna invite people over, I want them to see, like, when my setting looks good, when I feel good, but
Yeah.
when I'm off, like, there's, like, visibility resistance. So it's like one thing will then open up visibility resistance, and then it'll open up this, and then I'll start to see massive quantum leaps in clients. Like, this is how so many of our clients, like, they don't just go, like, incremental growth, it's quite quantum so quickly, and then we stabilize, and then quantum leap again, stabilize, get comfortable, etcetera. And every time there's one of those big pivots, it's because it's like she shifted, found her edges, and it's like that's the work that we actually do.
But I love that, Mary, what you just been pointed at now. That is so true. There is a lot of blockage that come from the culture, from the society, from how we grow up. There are things that are just so taboo, you don't discuss them. And if they come, you're like, oh my God, do I go into that direction or I just don't? And you kind of want to hide away from it. It's like there. But I see that. And we get liberated. So it's like you free yourself from those things that are
Totally.
just constraining you. Yeah.
Totally, and it's like, I remember even seeing, this woman on social media a long
Yeah.
time ago, like, dancing in a little bikini, and
Yeah.
she was, like, a business sort of mentor, and I just thought to myself, like, "Oh my gosh, like, she's not in a blazer, she's not like" it's so funny, I have a blazer on today, so
You
that's
do. I saw that. You're like very super professional. And
yeah.
I wore black because I know you're gonna wear black. I'm like, it's a black day. Let's do that.
It is, I was just in black yesterday,
Me
but
too.
it's like, sometimes I'm in a blazer, sometimes I'm in a sheer top, like, that doesn't even matter, but I remember seeing this woman and being like, it was just so taboo for me to be like,
Yeah,
"How do you run your business while you're half naked online?"
I
And it
know.
doesn't necessarily mean, like, I need to go and do that now,
I
but
hope not.
that trigger and that
Mm.
level of awareness was like, there's something here that I'm uncomfortable with." That's what we mean when we're like
When you get activated and triggered,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then I was like, is there some like healing around my femininity? Is there some healing around visibility? And that
Mm.
to me was a big actually visibility block that I noticed was like, I want to be seen in certain circumstances. I don't want to be
Mm.
seen in other circumstances. So
Interesting.
that was a huge piece. And when I started unlocking that, like I started having more people watching, more people buying, more people following. It's
Yeah.
like that's what I mean by like we go deep. It's like we actually look at what
Mm.
are the things that are triggering, that are activating, like let's go into that. So when people do, I opened up a 10-day Voxer experience recently.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
And like in day 1 into day 2, I had women who were like, "It feels like we've been working together for 6 months, 12 months." Like, we just go so deep so quickly, and that's part of my gift is, like, really
Yeah.
pulling that out so
Yeah.
fast. And,
Which you
like,
just found right away, and as we were talking about
as an
things I did not
example
wanna do on the West.
exactly, exactly. So it's like but that's it. So it's like when people come into my space and we have these conversations, we get to go into what's actually blocking you, and then it'll lead into strategy. So
Yeah.
it first starts with like, there's an energetic block here. Why is that blocking? Let's go deep into that. And then tactically, what do we
And then
actually do to go through that?
wow, aren't you so gifted and talented? This was delightful. I could stay with you. I just feel like I'm in the Edge program with you already, you know? So this is amazing. Our time is up, and I was the most lovely and beautiful conversation. I want to invite everyone to check the Edge and also the retreat. Who knows what depth would you discover in you that, you're like kind of hiding and like, like weaving away from it each time so you don't even touch it. You don't
So
know.
funny when you said, check the edge, I thought you were gonna say, check your poop, just make sure.
Let's make sure that it comes at the right time. It doesn't bother you during the day. That's right. And eat healthy,
That's
right?
so funny.
Because that's the start of being a multi-million dollar business owner. It
It
could
definitely is.
be, anything could be. It's like, I
Yeah.
think it's
Those
really,
are your foundations.
it is. The health is the foundation. I so much
Yeah.
agree. And there is this Arabic saying that is like you have a healthy mind exists in a healthy body. And so
Yeah.
if you do not have that healthy body, it's like العقل السليم في الجسم السليم in Arabic. So if you don't have that, how can
Mhm.
you aspire to
Yeah.
impact, to lead, become a story that everyone wants to really
Be
connect
a
with?
part of. Yeah, for sure. Well, this
Well,
has been amazing.
it's been
Thank
amazing.
you.
You're incredible. Let's meet up when you reach the 8 figures soon, okay? And let's do another
Sounds
call.
good.
All right?
Sounds
Sending
good.
you so much love. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining us today for the replays. A lot of people were here. If you'd like to connect, I'm going to drop the link to Mary Morgan. She's incredible. She's fun, and she's really worth watching.
Yeah,
Let's
Instagram's a
meet up.
perfect place to connect.
Instagram. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. All right.
Okay,
Thank you so
awesome. Thank
much.
you, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.